We are going to begin this hour, though, on Capitol Hill, where Democrats are turning up the heat on President Trump. And President Trump is not happy about it. Lawmakers are holding major hearings on the president's tax returns and also the family separation border issue. Meanwhile, investigations continue into whether the Trump campaign colluded with Russia during the 2016 campaign. And there are also multiple corruption probes going on surrounding his business and even his inauguration committee. President Trump is calling it harassment, but Democrats say they are just doing their job. So for more on this, we want to bring in CBS News chief congressional correspondent Nancy Cordes and CBS News Washington correspondent Paula Reid. Hey, guys. Nancy, I'm going to start with you. Let's start with Capitol Hill, what's going on there. Can you take us through these hearings and just explain exactly what lawmakers are looking into or want to look into?
Sure. What we're basically seeing is the kickoff of a number of investigations into controversies that have been plaguing either the president himself or his administration. So there will be one hearing in the House today, for example, with the possibility of some pretty explosive exchanges, looking into the president's tax returns. And this is part of a larger inquiry into getting his tax returns, making them public, and trying to figure out whether there are any conflicts of interest in some of the political decisions that he has made so far. That's going to be taking place also today. There is going to be, as you mentioned, Anne Marie, a hearing looking at this very controversial family separation policy at the border. How did it come about? Who was involved? What kind of planning was there? What's happening now? What kind of information hasn't the administration handed over? So these are the kinds of things that are going to plague this administration now that Democrats control the House. And even though the president tried to warn Congress that somehow these investigations would cause an economic slowdown and argued that you can't have legislation and investigation at the same time, what the House Speaker said yesterday is that only a dictator would try to interfere with congressional investigations and that they are going to move ahead as planned.
Well, that is their job, oversight, right? Paula. As we mentioned, Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker will face the House Judiciary Committee. He's going to do that tomorrow. You've got some new reporting on this. What can you tell us about it?
We know the acting attorney general is hard at work preparing for what is expected to be a bruising hearing tomorrow. He has been working, doing mock panels, about 2 to 3 hours each, with officials at the Justice Department to prepare for whatever questions they throw at him. But we know he's definitely going to get some questions about the Russia investigation. And the committee chairman has sent him a letter demanding to know whether the president will try to exert executive privilege to block Whitaker from answering certain questions about his conversations with the president about getting this job as acting attorney general, any questions related to his decision not to recuse from the Russia investigation. And he also wants to know how much the acting attorney general is willing to say about the Russia investigation itself. And Nadler has suggested that he will subpoena Whitaker if he does not answer to his satisfaction. But later on this morning, we do expect to get new details about just how much Whitaker will be willing to say on these hot topics.
So, Nancy, I mean, I don't know if any other president or administration has dealt with this many investigations, at least simultaneously. The president, has been arguing that this is politically motivated, that this is presidential harassment, that it's over the top. Is this unprecedented, this number of investigations?
Republicans were pretty aggressive in the Obama years about investigating various administration actions. I'm thinking about the Fast and Furious investigation that was launched by Republicans on the House Oversight Committee. That went on for years. You had 8 separate investigations into the Benghazi incident in Libya. And even after all of those investigations were completed, Republicans still opened a separate investigation, created an entirely new committee to look into Benghazi again, a move that Democrats argued was solely designed to make life difficult for Hillary Clinton as she was running for president. So it's not necessarily unprecedented. I think what's unusual in this situation is that there are so many distinct controversies that Democrats are going to be looking into all at the same time, not just having to do with the president and his personal finances, his personal actions, but also this administration writ large and some of the decisions that have been made by various agencies. And what Democrats are going to be doing beyond that is, they're going to be demanding documents. They're going to be issuing subpoenas if they don't get those documents. And so this is all going to create a new level of stress for the Trump administration that it really hasn't had to deal with for the first couple of years of Mr. Trump's presidency.